Hey everyone, welcome to another Pioneer video here on Magic Arena. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and there's a link to my Ko-fi account in the description, so if you're able to support the channel that way it is greatly appreciated. So today we are playing some mono-white humans, and we have to kind of showcase the new card in this deck. We have Cosmogrand Zenith, which is a 3-mana 2/4 human soldier, and whenever you cast your second spell each turn, choose one. Create two 1/1 white human soldier creature tokens, or put a +1/+1 counter on each creature you control. So obviously very powerful effect if this sticks around. If you're able to consistently cast 2 spells a turn, then it will very, very quickly take over the game. So I'm not yet convinced whether this is the right build, or if you want some kind of dedicated spells deck to put Cosmogrand Zenith in the same way you kind of do with cards like Monastery Mentor. But given that it is a human, and given that it creates humans, and it has the kind of both the Adeline and the Thalia's Lieutenant effect, I thought it was worth trying out in this particular build. So yeah, 3 copies of that, just as a 3-drop in this deck is relatively on the high end. Obviously, a mono-white humans deck is looking to cast as many cheap creatures as possible, and Cosmogrand is a 3-drop, so that is worth paying attention to. And also, if you do want to double spell the turn you play it, realistically you're going to need 4 lands before you play this card. So yeah, it's kind of a pseudo 4-drop on a lot of occasions as well. So yeah, 3 copies of that and 3 copies of Adeline, so kind of those are at the top end of our curve. And then the rest of the deck, we have humans, lots of humans. So our 1-drops are the classic Warden of the Inner Sky, Recruitment Officer, Hopeful Initiate, and Dauntless Bodyguard. A Kythian as well, so a huge number of 1-drops, probably more than you would normally run in a standard, standard mono-white humans deck. Because of the Cosmogrand Zenith, so we've added some additional 1-drops, like the Warden, which sometimes you don't put in a humans deck, more of a Convoke card, but we have put it in here for now. And we've got 3 copies of Seam Rip in the main deck as well, just as another cheap 1-drop to kind of help us. So yeah, 18 1-drops is pretty high density of those. Then our 2-drops, as you'd expect, are where a lot of the power of the deck is found in humans, with Thalia's Lieutenant, and Coppercoat Vanguard. And then we do have a couple of Declaration in Stone in the main deck as well. In terms of our mana base, pretty self-explanatory, mainly plains, a couple of copies of Iganjo, made a little bit cheaper by our legendary creatures, but often we'll play one and then cast the other from hand. Castle Ardenvale creates human tokens, Cavern of Souls, 4 copies of Mutavault. Obviously, as the creature that Mutavault turns into is all creature types, it is also a human. Then in terms of the sideboard, so another copy of Seam Rip, just for those aggressive matchups where we need to be able to interact with the opponent's early plays. Containment Priest, this is a good anti-combo card, shutting down opponents basically trying to cheat non-token creatures into play. Destroy Evil, good at taking out big creatures, and enchantments as well, if we need it. Rest in Peace, obviously the most premium graveyard hate in the format. We got 1 copy of Extraction Specialist, just to bring back one of our creatures. This combines very nicely with cards like Coppercoat Vanguard and Thalia's Lieutenant. Redain, this is kind of what we need against Control. Thalia Heretic Cathar is a pretty good prison piece. And then 4 copies of Wedding Announcement. Wedding Announcement being a good card for grindier 1-for-1 matchups where the opponent's trying to interact. As I say, 1-for-1. This is just a hard card for the opponent to deal with. Spewing out tokens, then becoming an emblem. An anthem effect, rather. So yes, that is the deck. Mono-white humans. I'm looking forward to this. This card reads incredibly powerfully. So I'm looking forward to trying it out. Yeah, Cosmogrand Zenith. Cool looking card as well. I really like the art and the flavour of Edge of Eternities. It is my jam. It is speaking to me in terms of flavour. So yeah, I like it a lot. So yeah, that's Mono White Humans. Let's take it on to the ladder. So we're just at the start of a new season now as I'm recording this, so I've been busted back down to gold. Yeah, this is a good opening hand. can hold on to one of our 1-drops for potentially a turn 4 Cosmogrand. Goblin Ballista, hey? Okay. Let's just get the Coppercoat Vanguard into play. I assume they're not going to be much into trading. Yeah, didn't think so. Fair enough. Okay. So I've got a choice here. I think I'm almost certainly playing Thalia's Lieutenant. But am I playing something else first? Or am I just Cosmogranding and passing for a turn? Yeah, maybe that's the right move this turn. Then we can double spell next turn. So the opponent's on mono green. They've got a lot of Elvish Mystics. Okay, that's pretty good for us. So yeah, that's Thalia, Guardian of Thraben. Then we'll follow up with the Thalia's Lieutenant. We'll create 2 1/1s. Let's attack with our Cosmogrand and our... Yeah, I was going to say, presumably they'll double block here. No, I think I'll kill the old growth troll. That does give them a little bit more mana, but I think that's fine. Let's see what they play. They might storm the festival or something here. No, I could live with that. That is not by itself particularly interesting. Fine. That is absolutely fine. Lol. Attack with all here. They are dead? Yeah. Okay, Exaxes. So, fair enough. Mono green devotion is not an easy matchup, I don't think. I do want more seam rips for their early elves. Destroy evil seems good for both big creatures and leyline. I think I probably want Redain as well. So I need 5 cuts. I think Dauntless Bodyguard can go in this matchup. Declaration in Stone is actually a pretty good answer to some of their stuff. So I'll trim 1 Cosmogrand. Probably 1 Recruitment Officer on the draw. Okay, the opponent's maxed out their sideboarding time. 4 lands, 3 spells. It's a keepable hand. It's not an amazing hand. It doesn't have any early interaction with their Llanowar elves. Okay, Adeline's a good one to draw here. Okay, they're missing land drops. That's a good sign. So let's just make some stuff a bit more expensive. Okay, they've got a troll. Troll's going to be quite annoying here. Just going to have to pass. Okay, Archdruid's Charm incoming. At least now our creatures are pretty difficult to target. Okay, yep, the opponent's got the good answers. Oh, Stomping Ground. That's interesting. Wonder what that's in there for. Eesh, don't really want any more land, to be honest. I'll take that out. No, they didn't want it. Another troll. Fine, I'll play Warden. I'll fire up Mutavault. Am I just attacking with all here? I think I probably am. Wow, they are desperate to kill my Thalia. Is that lethal? That's lethal. You can't block like that. Oh no, it's not quite lethal. What am I talking about? I could do maths. Adding is easy. Okay, they are on 1 life though, so they're going to need a pretty good answer to this. Okay, that's a good start. That's probably not going to do it, though. Yeah. Cool. Okay. Yeah, this hand's fine. Again, on the 4 lands, 3 spells, we prefer it was the other way around, but it's definitely not a mulligan. Oh, I see. Just going to be one of those days, is it? Well, let's seam rip that. Not sure yet whether this is just mono green devotion day on the ladder. Nope. Okay, that's fine. Let's get Adeline down. Think I'm willing to trade here. So the opponent's playing Gruul vehicles, I think, by the look of this. And another Lovestruck Beast, okay. Well, the Lovestruck Beast is annoying, for sure. So, say go. It's hopefully kept them off a Seeker's Chariot for a turn. But they're flooding the board. Yeah. I mean, Castle Ardenvale means that this isn't entirely a dead draw, but don't really need any more lands. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, we're in a bit of a board stall here. Okay, Smuggler's Copter's pretty good. Yeah, they could crew that and then attack with it. Nope. Okay, fine. Don't think they have particularly good attacks here. Okay, Recruitment Officer's a good one. Yeah, let's fire that up straight away. Grab another one. But yeah, not getting through their board anytime soon, but okay, they want to redraw. That's fair enough. Something like Athalia's Lieutenant would be really what we want here. Yep, so they just drew a land. That's fine. Okay, Adeline's pretty good. There, we'll pop that into play. Are we attacking yet? Need to be a little bit careful about dying on the crackback. I think we're okay for now. I'll leave Thalia back. And I've got Mutavault as well. Only their Lovestruck Beast trades profitably here. Everything else is a trade. Probably a bad idea to leave my other copper coat alive. Difficult choice for them here. I think killing Adeline is the right thing to do. But it does leave them with a problem. They need 2 more creatures. Well, they've got Lair, actually, so they just need 1 creature. Questing Beast's not bad. But yeah, that does kill them on board, I believe. Yeah, I don't think they can be affording to do this. Because the draw doesn't do them anything here, because they got an empty hand. I suppose they could attack with all. But I'm fairly sure I could survive that attack. Yeah. Just Hail Marying it here. Okay. So I'll fire up Mutavault. I'll just trade with their Bone Crusher, eat their Reckless Storm thingamajig, and take 12. Yep. Good game. Cool. Okay. So, the opponent's playing vehicles. So I think I want Redain. I want Destroy Evil. Seam Rip. I think that's fine. Take out... how do I feel about Declaration in Stone? Giving them clues doesn't feel great. But then it is an answer to some of their bigger creatures. I'll take out Warden and maybe 1 Declaration. Although, Warden, I suppose, gives us some flying power, which in the absence of them having Smuggler's Copter isn't actually the worst. I obviously want Hopeless Initiate. Thalia, Guardian of Thraben is fine. Yeah, maybe it's the top end we're ditching here. This is tough. Let's try just losing the recruitment officer and see. Yep, it's a good hand. Do I want to seam rip that or just wait for a turn? I think we can wait for a turn. Let's see what they do on turn 2. If it had been an elf, I obviously would have seam ripped it, but that's quite painful on their life total. Assume, yep. Bone Crusher Giant in our future. So I'll sack that because then that whiffs the other side of the Bone Crusher. So actually that's quite a bad interaction for them. Okay, well, let's get the other body. No, let's just play Copper Coat here. It's 3 Karploos and Forests. I see. Seam Rip is the order of the day. Well, I think I'm just going to play my Cosmogrand Zenith here and start setting up for a big turn next turn. That's fine. Okay. No blocks. So I'm going to take this out as a problem now, because I'm going to Dauntless Bodyguard, protecting my Cosmogrand. Then I'm going to Seam Rip their 1-1, making some tokens. Let's attack with Cosmogrand. I've got a million chump blockers for their Lovestruck Beast if they do manage to turn it back on again. Chariot. Questing Beast. Fair enough. I mean, Questing Beast's good. It's a hard one to block. Yeah, they don't lose anything by attacking here. I go to 5. Ooh, this is a tough choice, because I can either Adeline or I can double spell. I think I want to double spell. So, the Seam Rip doesn't actually do anything, but let's protect our Gruul of our creatures. And now we can just trade a bodyguard for the Questing Beast. We don't have to worry too much. Copter is going to kill us. Well, no, I can Seam Rip it. It's fine. Though it will do me how much damage? 4 damage this turn if they crew it. That's definitely worth paying attention to. If they've got like a Bone Crusher Giant, I am dead. Or a Screaming Nemesis, indeed. Yeah, I think that kills me if they play this right. Actually, no, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. Because I can block the Screaming Nemesis with Dauntless Bodyguard and sack it before damage. So actually it doesn't kill me. Okay, so how this works. So I take 4 from the Smuggler's Copter, whatever I do, but What I do instead is I go to blockers, block here, sack the bodyguard. I think I just kill them now on the crackback. Yeah, so I can seam rip. Get rid of that. Fire up Mutavault. Good game. Whew. Thank you, Dauntless Bodyguard. Yep. Yes, yes, yes. Good hand. Good times had by all. Okay. That is fine. So I'm wondering if this is Lotus Field, but it doesn't necessarily have that vibe with two basic islands, but let's put Thalia into play, because that'll slow them down. Yeah, it could be just like a mono blue spells deck. Yep, though Opt and Sleight of Hand, they're not as good when you have to pay 2 for them. Okay, I'm still not really sure what the opponent's doing. But that's fine. I'll play a Thalia's Lieutenant. We'll flip Kithion. No, they didn't want it. Okay. So yeah, some sort of mono blue spells deck. So Thalia is obviously great there. I assume they're running like Treasure Cruise, so I probably do want Rest in Peace, and like maybe like Tolarian Terror or something. So that can go in. So can Redain. I think we'll take Seam Rip and one Hopeful Initiate out for now. I'll leave in Declaration in Stone. Yep. Yes, yes, yes. This is a good hand. Fair enough. Few too many lands here, to be honest. Let's get Cosmogrand Zenith down. Oh, I really wouldn't if I were you. Oh no, they didn't try and counter it. Okay, fair enough. They tricked me with casting it in response. Oh, it's a mill deck. That's fun. More land. Blech. I mean, I could destroy the water crystal next turn, but that might be too late. If they've got Sphinx's tutelage plus spell. Okay, maybe not. Actually, I can't destroy the water crystal next turn. I need another token somehow. Another counter somehow. Bleh. Bleh. Certainly not double spelling this next turn with 3 lands in my hand. Yeah, it's been a little unfortunate. And they're out to Treasure Cruise as well. Blech! It's all gone horribly wrong. And a Gigastorm Titan. Okay, they've got all kinds of things going on here. Maybe it isn't a mill deck. Really? Well, this would be useful to see anyway. See what they've got going on. Okay, we're back on the it's a mill deck train. Honestly, it's a roller coaster. Okay, they're going Treasure Cruise again. Yeah, they're certainly pootling away here. They're not really doing anything either, so let's not panic quite yet, but I'm going to need to draw more than land. And actually, them returning Hopeful Initiate does give me a chance to flip my... to activate my Cosmogrand, which is good. So let's put some counters on some stuff. Let's go to attacks. I Ganjo there. Gigaform Titan. So you go. Maybe I should have destroyed the water crystal when I had the chance. Yep. Yeah, I may pay for that. Oh yeah. Rune Crab now mills 7. That's not good. I mean, I'm fairly sure they must have rebuilt redundant copies of their combo at this point. But let's see, they still need to draw a card. No, that doesn't draw you a card. Neither does that. Okay, okay. Fine. No, not necessarily out of this then, so let's play Hopeful Initiate plus Warden. grow all of our creatures again. Attack. I'm not going to save my... Oh, they're just dead. Fine. They needed to block one of my 4-drops there. Okay, yes, so they didn't quite do what they needed to there, in terms of, yeah, couldn't quite get this thing online. I think, yeah, given the colour of my deck, mono white, like 1 activation while they had the water crystal would have been enough. But yeah, if they had blocked properly there, they'd have gone to 1, I'd have blown up the water crystal. They may have had another one in their hand. But yeah. Okay, good. Yeah, that's a pretty solid 3-0 with mono white humans. Yeah, Cosmogrand felt really good there. Whether... Again, I'm still not 100% sure this is the right build for it. Yeah, I've gone to another day of... So yeah, I'm not... Yeah, it's interesting. Let's say I'm not 100% convinced whether you want it in like a spells deck or something, but no, it seemed to do pretty good work there, and we were able to trigger it relatively consistently. So, Nova Hellkite. This feels like it should be a good card at some point. The 1 damage is fairly incidental. Maybe it's just a bit too expensive for Pioneer these days. We've got a couple of mythic packs. Weft Walking. So expensive. Alfriel. Yeah, this one's an interesting one. It's another combo piece with Bloodletter of Aclazots. It doesn't need to connect, it just needs to attack, but 3/3 for 5 that doesn't do anything when it enters is asking a lot, even with that ward of discard a card at random. But yeah, interesting one. We'll see if someone can do something with that. And we do know, as I say, it does fit into an existing combo. So yeah, that was Mono White Human. Still good in the format, I think. Cosmogrand, an interesting addition. As I say, whether this is quite the perfect build for it, I'm not sure. But it looked good. Definitely looked good in that video. Although we were fortunate the opponents, none of our opponents were particularly good at interacting with it. But yeah, certainly, yeah, we could kind of play it with a little bit more freedom on turn 3 without worrying too much, given the decks we were playing against. But yeah, no, when it went off, it definitely went off. So, good card. And the Mono White Humans build is, as I say, pretty solid, and we know that kind of works, so this is an interesting place to just try it out. But yeah, no, it feels like a very powerful card in a vacuum. As I say, kind of splits the difference between Adeline and Thalia's Lieutenant, kind of does both. Yeah, very good. So yeah, that's the deck. Deck list is here, as you can see, and it's in the description, as usual. So thank you very much for watching. Let me know what you think in the comments. Like and subscribe if you haven't already, and contribute to the Coffee account if you can. I do appreciate it. And yeah, I'll probably be a few days before the next upload, just because I am away on holiday for a few days now, and I haven't had, because it's a new set, I haven't had the time to pre-record enough stuff to last with my usual upload schedule, so probably be 3 or 4 days before the next video. But yeah, hopefully not too long a wait, and we'll hopefully have a few more deck lists come out before then that we can try. And yeah, and as usual, send me any that you want to see tried, or cards that you've seen doing well, and yeah, be interesting. Yeah, enjoying this set so far, so let's see what comes down the track, and I'll see you next time.